Hi guys, welcome to episode 9 of South Coast Supremacy, where we start season 2 adjusting to life in the championship. Yes, welcome to episode 9 of South Coast Supremacy, where if we remember, in the end of last episode, this happened. We do have another corner. He is wasting time and I absolutely don't blame him. And there we have it, guys. We won the game 2-0, which secures our promotion back to the championship, which I'm sure has been a long time coming for Portsmouth, which is just the first step on our journey to getting this team back to the Premier League and back to being the best team in the South Coast. But just as we were enjoying our promotion to the championship, this happened. That's worrying. That is very worrying. Yes, as you can see, looking at that clip there, we did in fact get a very, very poor transfer budget for the season to try and reassemble a squad that was massively depleted due to the fact that most of the squad were leaving on a free transfer, and pretty much none of them we wanted to keep anyway. But like I said at the end of the episode, when we found that very, very poor budget, I did say I will have to work some miracles and bring in some frees and loans because I had a lot of squad places to fill up and no money to do it with. And as you can see here, I haven't actually spent a penny yet. I've brought in 8 new signings, 7 free transfer and 1 on loan. Let's have a look at what I managed to do before the first game of the season. This is one I did quite early on. In fact, I think I did it towards the end of last season. I brought him in a pre-contract. I thought he'd be a good, solid midfielder. I saw him as my George McEachran replacement. He was, if you remember him, he played a little bit last season. 1 season in, 1 season out. And this is the lad I brought in to replace him because I think he's probably a bit more rounded for the championship. Can play a few more positions and more solid. And I thought it was a good free transfer again. A nice squad filler. We then went and got Lewis Gibson from Bristol Rovers. He is previously of Everton, and I sort of recognised the name. But as you saw last season, defending was an issue of ours, and it was something I was looking to address. So I brought this in. His star rating looks pretty decent, and his stats aren't terrible. I think they're pretty good for this level, and realistically what we wanted to achieve this season. So we brought him in to improve the defence. We also brought in Todd Kane to improve the defence. At right back, brought in a new right back, a bit more experience at a higher level. Again, he came in on a free transfer from Coventry. A nice all-round player, nothing too fancy, but a solid player, can play in a few positions and will give us the experience we need to stay up in the championship this season. And on the other side of our defence, as a left-back, I know it says he can play predominantly centre-back, but I will be playing him as left-back. We brought in Keane Bryan, again, free transfer from West Brom. Again, all-round player, nothing too fancy. I thought it was a pretty good deal to bring him in. Obviously, a good star rating. I was quite impressed that I was able to get this guy in a relatively cheap wage to come into a team just promoted to the championship. So we've got a new left back, new right back, new centre back. But more importantly, we've got a goalkeeper in. As you remember at the end of last season, our main goalkeeper was a guy that was on loan. And we didn't have any other keepers. So basically, coming into the season, we had no keepers. I did re-sign one of my youngsters on loan as a backup, but I managed to bring in Joe Lumley on a free transfer. I think he was on loan at Reading last season, but the home club was Middlesbrough. Free transfer, not much money spent. Yes, his wages are probably going towards the higher end of Portsmouth, of the Portsmouth wages. But as you can see, good all-round keeper, good star rating, and I think a good solid keeper for us in the championship. We then went on and decided, as much as we do have a few players in these positions, we have gone up another level. So realistically, we need to improve the team, get some more squad depth and some better players. So that's why I was able to bring in James McAtee, who was on loan at Sheffield United last season, in on loan from Manchester City. Again, he can play in that number 10 role behind the striker. He can play a little bit deeper back, but I plan on predominantly playing him just behind the striker. He can compete with the likes of Matty Vidra for that position there. Again, looking at that, he's a good player for this level. He's got good dribbling, good first touch, good footballer all around. There's a few weaknesses like he's off the ball, but I'm not too worried. He's only a young lad, that'll improve. But I think it's a pretty decent loan signing for, obviously, like I said before, a team that's just got promoted to the Championship. And then also we brought in this guy. We brought him in as a trial. He popped up on my scouting thing, brought him in as a trial, and he absolutely did fantastic in pre-season. So I managed to sign him on a relatively okay deal. He covers both wings for us, which is something we need because that is an area we still are short in. His stats are a bit up and down. Obviously, he has a good acceleration. His aggression is a bit worrying a little bit, so he might get a few sendings off. And obviously, his balance, jumping reach, and stuff like that. But he is only 5'7". So it is a bit of a gamble bringing him in, but realistically, I do need bodies in the areas, and he is quite a fast player. So hopefully, he can improve in those areas. And the highlight of the transfers so far, our top scorer with, I think it was 30-odd goals last season, Dane Scarlett. We managed to get Tottenham to agree to another loan signing. So I think the fact is we have gone up a division, so it is obviously a harder division for him to grow and develop for them. But this is a key one, the fact that I was able to get our top scorer of last season back in this season. He will again lead the line this season. And more importantly, unlike last season, I'm not planning on trying to replace him. He's proved his point. He will be our main striker, and hopefully the guy that scores enough goals to keep us in this division. So after bringing in 8 new signings on free transfers and loans, we have £136,000 left of the transfer budget. And obviously we are over the wage budget. I am trying to shift a few players. It's not that easy at the moment. I haven't really got that many players left to shift that can't be a part of the squad. Obviously transfer budget, I know I said I hadn't spent anything, but it is like you know, sign-on fees, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of brought it down. I am in a position where realistically I want to bring any more players in. I'm going to have to try and shift some out. So this is the state of the squad as we go into the first game of the season, which I will be playing in just a few moments. As you can see, that new goalkeeper we have there, Joe Lumley, is in goal, and then our youngster from last season is there. Our left back position has changed a little bit. Obviously, the 2 from last season are around, but obviously they're more squad players. McGilvey can also play centre-back. Swanson can play both full-back, so he can cover both sides. On the other side, you've got Regan Pull signing from January, but he's more of a centre-back, so you've got Todd Kane and, again, Swanson there. So we're not too much covered there, but we do have players that can shift over there. In the centre-back position, I think we're well covered in the centre-back position now, with 5 solid options. 4 solid options with, obviously, Keenan Bryan planning on being left back, but you never know. It can, we have the option to play him there if we need to, and the same will be on the other side. Going into midfield, we still have Marlon Pack, who was an absolute assist king for us last season. I'm hoping he can continue that form going into this season, although I don't think he'll be playing as many games for us. Greg Tokerty, our new signing, Matty Longstaff, and Tom Lowry I've kept around because, again, I'm going to need some depth there because, obviously, James McAtee I'm planning on playing further ahead. And then going into the attacking positions, this is a position where I have been light most of the seasons, but now I've got Vidra there, James McAtee there. They'll be the main 2 that I'll be playing in the number 10 role behind the striker, with Matty Longstaff and Curtis, who realistically I won't ever be playing there, but it's nice to know we have the options if we get injuries. And up front, if you just ignore those few down the middle, these are players I've had in on trial recently, trying to maybe sign them up, but the wages just haven't been something we've been able to put together. We've got Scarlett, obviously the main man is back. We've still got hold of Colby Bishop, but other than that, realistically, other than playing Matty Vidra up there, which is not really what I want to do, the only player we have left is the youngster. The youngster I was on about from Brighton that I want to send out on loan, but at the moment, he's going to have to be my 3rd striker. So realistically, that is a position where if I could improve one more, I would like to get one more player because I like Colby Bishop, but I'd sort of see him as a 3rd choice striker. I'd like to bring in someone who can come off for Scarlett of similar level. Now, this is where we still have a few issues, and this is on the wings. As you can see on that wing, obviously we do have our new winger that we have brought in the new siding, but other than that, realistically, he's the only one that can play there, with Curtis possibly being able to play there. But there's not too much depth for us there, because if you take out them, that's all. There's not a lot there. Obviously, Hackett's not really good enough for this level. And it gets even worse on this side because we have no cover at all on this side. And this guy, winger, this winger is supposed to be playing on the left-hand side possibly. So realistically, we need at least one, maybe two more wingers in. And then once we get those wingers in, if we get those wingers in, I think we can be happy with the squad we've got. And I think it's a decent enough squad to at least have a fighting chance to stay in the division. And if you just take a quick look at the transfer activity we've got going on at the moment, I expect 90% of these to turn me down. These are all players that the clubs have agreed to let come on loan for free with no wages, no contribution. I expect 90% of it, if not all of them, to turn me down. Again, I don't need to sign all of them, but players like Anthony Alango, Cameron Archer, I think they probably will turn me down. But I thought I've agreed to quite a few. And then even if I just get one, maybe two of them, that's going to cover those positions that we said we were weak in. But if I had to make an early assessment of how I feel like we can do this season, if we get those two more wingers in that we obviously we need, then I feel like we've got a fighting chance to stay up in this division. I don't think we're going to be pulling down any trees. I don't think it'll be a top half finish, not even slightly. But I feel like we're going to be in for a good shout to stay up this season. With the squad we can get those few additions. And as much as I say I think, because I have the confidence to say that I think we have the players to keep us up this season if we get those couple of signings, the bookies don't agree. The bookies have us dead last to get relegated 250 to 1. So if we are going to stay this season, we're going to have to do it against the odds. But I'll back our lads, don't you worry. But just before I go into the first game of the season against Birmingham at home, as you can see, we have had an email through what the board expects of us this season, and obviously they want us to attempt to avoid relegation. But I think, like I said, I think we can do better. I think we could definitely avoid relegation. And as you can see, these loan sign decisions are starting to flicker through. And unsurprisingly, Anthony Alango did turn it around. This wasn't an excessively ambitious move. But I thought, why not? Because you never know. If you brought him in, then we'd be absolutely laughing. But nevertheless, Anthony Alango will not be coming to Portsmouth at this point in time. But let's not wait any longer. Let's get into that first game of the season against Birmingham. And as you can see, this is the lineup for our first game of the season. We've got our new signing, Brian, on the left, and our new signing, Gibson, in the middle, with Raggett, who keeps his place from last season. Kane, again, another one of our new signings as right back. Our new goalkeeper, Oz Lumley, in goal. Obviously, Pack keeps his position from last season, and rightfully so. Longstaff in the box-to-box. McAtee up in front of him. Again, I'm not too sure whether him or Vidal will start first, but you've got to give him a chance. Curtis, who didn't get much game time last season, on the left. But as you can see, we haven't got a lot of options there. So that's where we start. And our new winger on the right. And obviously Scarlett up front, because I'd be silly not to play it. Right, here we are, kickoff of the first game of the season. I think this could be a good indicator. I know it is early on in the season, but I think this could be a good indicator on how this team's going to do this season. Because if we struggle against Birmingham at home, who are considered one of the teams down there with us, then we could be in for a very, very long season. Here's Curtis coming in. Have we got a penalty? Oh, have we got a penny early on? Yes, it looks like we've got a penalty. We're a minute and a half into the game. Curtis went and ran into the box and he took him down. Nice yellow card. And if he scores it, what a fantastic start to the season. And there's Dane Scarlett with his first of hopefully many goals this season. I mean, what a perfect start. 1-0 up, 2 minutes in, and Scarlett's already off the ball. Here we are, another highlight. We're Pack with the corner early on. We're going to have a nice... Ooh, I mean, that was nearly an absolutely perfect start. We had a fantastic start, but that was almost perfect. We 2-0 up that early on. The big issues for us this season could be the defence. I mean, we struggled a little bit last season. We were playing against even better teams and better attackers this season. So hopefully the new additions will have solved that problem for me. But I guess we're going to have to find out as we go along. Oh, what a fantastic ball in by our new winger. And then Scarlett almost got his second of the game already. But nevertheless, I did say this is a good indicator of how I feel like we're going to do this season. And if this is something to go off, then we have nothing to worry about. Well, I just had to go and curse it, didn't I? Talking about the fantastic start to the game and a fantastic start to the season, and already one of our brand new signings in the attacking midfield is injured after 38 minutes. Maybe I should just keep my mouth shut and then nothing bad happen. And there we have it. It is half time. After the first few highlights, after about the 30th minute, there wasn't really any more highlights other than the obvious of James McAtee getting injured. But we got to half time. Looking at the stats so far, we've absolutely dominated the game. But again, only one goal, so hopefully we can get a second one. Let's get straight back into it and see how we cope in the second half. Oh, that was nearly a something goal, that like, wasn't it? As Curtis put the ball in, and that goes off to the end of the highlight there. No, I mean, we're absolutely all over Birmingham, which is obviously showing some really good signs of the season. But we're going to have to be more clinical than this if we want to do well this season. I mean, I'll take a 1-0 win, but I don't... I'll take a 1-0 win, but I don't have the confidence in us to keep a 1-0 lead. The only issues we are going to have until I get new signings is in terms of wide options, we don't have any. So looking at to maybe freshen things up, doing a bit better, I haven't really got anybody else to bring on, really. Here we are on the attack again with the ball. Can Curtis do something with it? And Brian with the overlap. Can he get a good cross in and do something with it? His Longstaff. Yes, there's your box-to-box midfielder. There we go. Down that left-hand side. One new signing to another. There's Brian running up on the inside, on the overlap. Tried to get across. Came back. Oh, no, it came to Curtis, sorry. And then Longstaff puts it in the bottom corner, which hopefully should put this game to bed. And what a fantastic start to the season. Well, I know it may seem like an odd decision to make just after Longstaff has scored, but I have took both the goal scorers off. Scarlett wasn't really doing much, so I thought I'd give Bishop some game time, keep him sharp and fit. And obviously, I've brought on Doherty for Longstaff because obviously I want to play quite a few of my players, you know, to see what the best 11 is. And to keep everybody fit, because I feel like we're definitely going to need everybody this season. Here's Brian again and Curtis. They seem to be making a good partnership down this left-hand side. Ooh, that could have been another penalty there. There's Kane. Can he score? Oof. I mean, we look good, don't we? We look good. I mean, I won't get overexcited. It is only the first game of the season, and we are playing Birmingham, who even the fans were expecting at least a draw against. So that kind of says a lot, really. But we look good. We look good start. And they realistically haven't troubled us at all. And there we are, guys. We are at the end of the first game of the season. And what a fantastic start. A 2-0 win against Birmingham. 2 goals. Clean sheet. Dominated the game. The only negative from the game was McAtee getting injured. But hopefully that's not too bad. But again, fantastic start to the season. And long may it continue. Well, the news is not exactly great news in regards to McAtee. He's out for 4 to 7 weeks. We are going to have to use the squad depth that we have with maybe pushing Longstaff up there with Vidra can't play, and even Curtis into the middle if we can get some more wide players in. Not the best news in the world, but 4 to 7 weeks. Hopefully it's more closer to 4 and we should be fine. Well, there we have it, guys. That is a roundup of the episode for our Season 2. First episode in the Championship. Obviously, we've had a quick run through as to what the state of play is as things stand. New players we've brought in, how the squad's looking. And guys, let me know down below. Let me know how you feel like I've done with the transfers. Whether you feel like there's a couple of cheeky deals out there that I may have missed out on. A couple of players you wouldn't have signed maybe that I have. Maybe how you think the squad's doing. Where do you think I need to strengthen and how you feel like the squad's going to be doing this season and what do you think we could achieve. And also, guys, if you would like to subscribe and like the episode, it means you get to see every time I bring a new episode out, and it massively helps me and the channel out. But, guys, I do appreciate any support you do send my way, and hopefully you are enjoying the series and you are enjoying this episode. Just to summarise the squad so far and what I think this squad is good enough to stay up this season. I don't think we can look too much beyond staying up this season. I mean, you never know, but I hardly doubt it. And guys, I will be back for deadline day where we can finalise our squad, hopefully get those new wingers in, and we can look forward to making sure we secure our place in this league. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see all you guys at deadline day.